Hey there, it's Peacekeeperalex and the Psychic Wargamers. We're going to do another stream here. It's going to be the Psychic Wargamers stream number 49. This is going to be the Psychic Wargamers Total War Three Kingdoms Yellow Turban Rebellion campaign Let's Play number 34. Let's carry on where we left off last time. Loading.
Your war has brought you to the very gates of your enemy. Behind their walls, they steel themselves against your armies. They cannot hold out forever. Yet an assault may be costly if not swift. Yet wait too long, and reinforcements may arrive to relieve their embattled comrades. War has long ravaged your lands, taking its toll on your people. Languishing under the oppression of fear can only last so long. The people, having tasted...
Alright. So, Xu Huang, still on the map, but fairly defeated from that last battle. One of the enemy generals, Liu Bei. Another Liu Bei army was Bian Jingying, which also was defeated, and Dong is pretty much all but in all but name, pretty much mine. Pretty much, I think so. You can see here, not too many within. It is a part of the Dong Commandery. This is the iron mine of it, and one last city there being held by Kingdom of Song. We'll have to traverse over there after we defeat these forces, and I think that I'm actually able to attack now. We'll attack, and they're going to actually muster some forces here that I wasn't expecting, but still ultimately going to be a victory, I think. Siege of Dong, Iron Mine, He against Liu Bei. We got two armies apiece. The second army for Liu Bei is pretty much just one unit in general. 2,140 deployed, reinforcing is 3,371 against 1,554 and 50. So we're going to start battle here. Siege of Dong, Iron Mine.
The winds of victory blow in our favor.
To save China, I must end these enemies.
When battle is done, we will feast. Potent words all. Let your actions be mightier.
Alright, so it's a resource settlement. We're going to be starting from the south. Reinforcing army is going to be coming from the south as well. The reinforcing army for the enemy is going to be coming from the west, and they're going to have to go all the way around. But it's just that one general with one unit, so it's not going to be too much anyhow. We are working with 6 bow units, 4 units Bringers of Righteousness, and 2 units Men of the Forest. So light bow infantry and medium glaive bow infantry. We also got the Yellow Turban Warriors units. 7 units in total. And then there's also a remainder of 5 units here. 4 units Yusha, 3 units Yusha, as well as some Sacred Garden Watch and Yellow Turban Spearmen. Some of them fairly low health. Group the generals. Start battle.
More! Enemy reinforcements are arriving.
At the ready. No mercy. Ready. March quickly. Take aim. To attention, spearmen. Ready. Let missiles.
So we are moving up our units here, trying to get that entrance, that arrow tower entrance. And there is some units there stationed already. They got some Jai infantry, Lankai swordsmen, and some spear guards as well. A little bit further behind, a Lance Cavalry Captain and another Lance Cavalry Captain, 2 Lance Cavalry Captains, and some Lance Cavalry, as well as a 4th unit of Lance Cavalry. They got some heavy repeater crossbows, got some Lankai Swordsmen, some Jai Infantry,
One step closer to
and then another unit of Cavalry, Lance Cavalry. So 5 units Lance Cavalry, 2 Captains.
Blades ready! Run! Make ready! Faster! To battle! Attend!
You can see my bows picking off some units as frontline charges inwards. See the yellow Turban warriors piling on, trying to get through that barricade. And giant infantry there as well. They're moving up some spear guards, kind of, thinking about it. And they do have some decent amount of cavalry in this game. And a lot of the bows are firing upon. I got my my reinforcing army here on the way.
A comrade is being attacked.
We're going to see if we're going to be able to push through here. I'm going to actually maneuver my generals in, because I think get them in the mix, because they're already in the mix, but hit some buff. We end up hitting the commanding shout, the disorient as well, the enemy. And then we acknowledge the body, we end up hitting 2, heal up the generals. And we also have another buff we can use as well later on, though, to the body, which is going to help. You can see the Yellow Turban warriors are trying to move past, getting through those barricades, and getting, there's probably some bodies on the ground on that one. You can see the generals just moving in and really wreaking havoc here. They've tried to move in their Lance Cavalry as well as Spear Guards, and my bowmen are continuing to fire upon behind the lines, main lines. Maybe that would be a better idea. We have this large stream of units. Just a large clumping of yellow garments trying to move past this Liu Bei army. See another charge here. Cavalry ends up hitting the left flank of this entrance battle. And not doing too much damage.
Steel yourselves. Release. Loose missiles. Fire upon them.
And I'm going to switch up here and maneuver.
Look, the enemy run.
Start kind of bow fire on the main lines of the enemy. Better hit. You can see the rain of arrows. The enemy is losing a bit of ground, but they're holding ground, technically speaking, and they're sending more cavalry in the front lines.
The men have no ammunition.
Turban warriors still stuck on that little barricade, but the enemy, there's some enemy units here retreating. Some Lance Cavalry being defeated. Some of my generals are fairly embattled.
No mercy! Prepare for China!
We got 6 generals in the mix now, and we hit some buffs. Now the enemy is in trouble here. Just a few units just holding that front line. And we're going to push these like 7, 8 units. 10 10 if we include the generals.
Strike!
Get them moving. They're finally going to move past that barricade. The enemy is sent packing.
Sword sharpened! Attack! Ready! Look! The enemy run! Craven! Stand ready! Move! Destroy them! Make
This one enemy general holding back this large amount of Yellow Turban warriors of Yan Zhen Ying, the leader of the army. And taking out a lot of units.
The yellow sky awaits. Look, the enemy run! Craven! Still yourselves! Yellow turbans, attend! Take heed, warriors! Move, move!
You can see in the background my generals harassing this retreating Lankai swordsman unit. You can see multiple enemy on the run, and that reinforcing force I think already got here. That was the true. Yan Zhen Ying. She was the leader of the reinforcement army, to be true. She seems to be the last unit remaining.
Enemy general!
And it is.
Attend me, spearmen! Spearmen, stand ready! Just like that! At the ready! Attend me, spearmen! Run!
So we're going to claim victory. And Lin Lanchu and Bian Jinying, in regards to Liu Bei, loses against Lai Tai, Lu Yi, the armies of Heyi. Dong is ours.
A quick wit dodges the hardest blow.
Oh, 9. Oh, we're going to release Bian Jinying.
Keeping them
Capture,
is a
knock
waste
by any
of
movement.
our resources. Meditate on experiences. And
Hostage sent, there is wisdom in aligning with the powerful. Those who stand alone soon find themselves at others' mercy. Your victory in war has seen nations fall. Prostrate in newfound loyalty to your name. Freshly made vassal sends one of their own as a hostage, a dedication, they say, to their new master. Character recruited. Huh. It wasn't Bian Jinying. And again, we're right at the doorstep of Pen Cheng.
Draw inwards and strike
Li
out.
Chao of Liu Bei ended up taking, or it was a Guan Yu. I think it was Guan Yu that ended up taking Pen Cheng, to be true. Either way, and look at this. Yuan Shu is right at the doorstep of Pen Cheng Temple, and we had just situated. I'm going to raise another army. And we don't have enough funds for it, but the food deficit is a bit of a problem. We're going to do Dongli Liang.
We are as one.
We're going to, recruiting. That was it, Alex. Hey, if you feel that way, you feel that way. Sorry, I'm a psychic medium, hence the Psychic Wargamers. Not everyone who's a part of the Psychic Wargamers is psychic, though, and there is that sort of thing where I've noted certain kind of interaction systems in regards to the Psychic Wargamers content creation on my end in multiple kinds of manners, certain kinds of wargaming commentary system interactions behind the scenes in the spirit. How we talk, how we speak, our demeanor, our mindset, mentality, our emotions, our energies is influenced from the spirit around oneself. And there is that sort of thing where I've noted different kinds of... Well, I've noted different kinds that exists in regards to the interaction in multiple kinds of ways. I'm going to recruit this Yellow Turban Warrior's captain, and I'm going to recruit this Yellow Turban Spearman captain. I think that's how I'm going to go with it. That's brilliant. And so, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I've noted different kinds of interaction, different kind of spirit regarding, different kind of utilization pertaining. And there is a certain kind of wargaming community in regards to traits, qualities, things of that nature, and the ways that spirit guides relayed. You know, I'm not looking to... well, I think that there's wargaming commentators out there in the physical that aren't looking to steal certain kind of traits and qualities in a certain manner, but rather acquire them in the ways that main spirit guides relayed in regards to smart education, etc. to one's guides, as well as how those main spirit guides of those that main spirit guides indicate in regards to the physical wargaming commentary communities indicated. With that being said, I have felt that there was some turbulence as of late in regards to my own interaction systems to be true, and I felt that there was certain kind of spiritual turbulence, maybe even a certain kind of conflict regarding where when I tried to speak in regards to some of those systems that were brought over here, at least some of them that main spirit guides indicated, kind of felt like some of the systems themselves were a bit devastated. You know, ones that would have more charisma in regards to speaking and certain kind of spirit regarding that in invoking, I kind of felt like there was something that had been affected to a certain extent.
My aim is precise.
Can I attack Penchang? I can attack Penchang, and we did gather up an army at Penchang Regional City, so that was not where I wanted to do. I wanted to do it over at Temple, so we're going to raise another army. Okay. So we're going to raise two armies here, and that's what's going to take place. Jianpu, Jianpu, why not?
Warriors, attend!
Jianpu. And we can't recruit anymore, I don't think. We've reached deployment limits, so we can recruit some units. Yes, we can recruit units. So we're gonna have to defend with, again, it does it to, so it does it over there, so that's the reason. So when I tried recruiting the temple and brought it to the regional city, for some reason,
cleave with sword. Rest and patience restores.
so I can retreat backwards if I want to. So instead of attacking Penchang, we're gonna retreat this one army of Wu Li, and we're gonna bring them to Penchang. Again, if you take a look at the map, there's two sections of my land in which is intersected by ownership of Wei, which is Cao Cao. So Cao Cao has ownership right between two of my land. So I have land to the east and I have land to the west. The west is sort of like the mainland. It's sort of like, I mean, I started off in Runan, I believe, Iron Mine. And we had that whole thing with Lu Bao. We took that Iron Mine and I had to race off to Jiangxia, or Jiangling, I think, or at least Runan Regional City.
Stand as tall as a tree. United
So yeah, then we had to basically over here. I mean, with this, we got Yuan Shu to the north, and he declared war on us a couple turns ago. I think it's been a couple episodes now that he's declared war. We do have some defensives in regards, and Yuan Shu is traversing Cao Cao's territory. I'm wondering if they're at war, to be true.
Not you again.
We can see Yuan Shu. Try to do peace with Yuan Shu, and what's it going to take here? So it's going to take... regular payment of 1,000. That's not too bad. We could ally with Yuan Shu with a cooperation. We would cooperate with Yuan Shu for From our regular income, they will receive family estates 20%, taxation 20%, and trade 20%. Anyhow, I'm hoping that that those in regards to that interaction system, and in regards to the interaction systems, that means Spirit Guides need in. It's more than just interaction systems. Some look at it like a certain kind of maybe dimensional overlap deployment and things of that nature. In regards to some of it, there is, but there's also spiritual in regards to it. There's also spirit pertaining, anatomy in regards to some of it. And I think it really is important in many different ways that they don't receive certain kind of turbulence and conflict. Specifically on some of the topic points in regards to gaming, I mean, wargaming and things of that nature. I kind of feel like... I kind of feel like some leeway in regards to them's needed, and maybe some clarification. Well, I don't know if it's needed, but it would be decent, and definitely some clarifications.
Cast anchor. I cannot.
So we ended up moving 2 armies to the south here of Kongrong over in the west. He's kind of been sitting there in this weapon craftsman regional settlement, and I moved 2 forces, Hangxian and Renhui. And to the north, we have 3 armies stationed there too, trying to recuperate. That's Jai-Tsen, He-Man, as well as Liang Fu. So we got 5 armies traversing, and Kongrong here only has 5 armies. From that last attack, he was devastated. He's regrouping in Shangyong and has 4 armies to the north. If they shift all 4 armies to attack those 2 armies in the south, they might have a chance. But if they don't, that's going to be it. Alright, well, that would be it. We can actually sally forth and attack Luoyang if we want shoes, but I don't know if I like that position. I think him going and attacking Nanyang might be better. So we're gonna stay there, and we gotta watch out for Yuan Shu's army, Mao Jai. He's in Cao Cao's territory, traversing to that mainland of my ownership. Of course, and not to confuse with mainland China, because I don't mean to confuse, but it's one of those things. Oh, well. Should have. Here we go. Humu Shu Yang, Han Empire Renegades. What the heck? Right over in Yangzhou, over to the east. We're going to try and vanquish them. They've been sitting over here poaching our settlement. We're going to get rid of them. In fact, I can actually delegate this. I can delegate. We're going to delegate this. Alright, fine. Good delegate. We're going to release Humu Shu Yang.
Let the captives go.
And so the Han Empire Renegades there are taken care of. And then we're going to try and traverse over to Chen. Can we just do stance march? We can match, and we're going to march over to Chen. And there's more Han Empire Renegades. Cishi Tsenkin, to a certain extent. So you keep talking about that sort of interaction, those interaction systems. Yeah, the interaction in regards to certain kind of wargaming commentary. If I can speak right now, see right there, that's one of those things where spiritual manipulation in regards to one speaking and sometimes the articulation being affected, that is spiritually influenced at times. You know, when you try to speak and you speak a different word and it's just like, okay, that is not what I'm trying to do. That is spirits, I think maybe some trying to channel through. Because I've come to notice that there is certain kind of channeling in regards to regular everyday people. I mean, when you speak, there is certain spirit channeling through. And it's one that certain kind of spiritualist earth-based communities have looked at, and I think that they noted that certain kind of open channelers, noted to be open channeling, that is a certain form of spiritual communication, specific to what some call channeling. But I've come to realize as a psychic medium that there is everyday regular people who aren't, psychic, or even spiritualists who are channeling spirit, and it might not feel like they're channeling spirit, but I feel like it's more of a closed channel, and it doesn't necessarily mean that there's not spiritual influences regarding. It doesn't mean that there's not spirit channeling through, just that it's being done in potentially a different way. And if that is the case, it's not the only one. I mean, there's other kinds. Inflection changes. Sometimes we're just speaking regularly. And as a psychic medium, I would note in regards to my own self when I speak that the inflection being changed and influenced in a certain manner in ways in which I didn't intend. And we've even had spiritual conversations with open channeling, spiritual communication. I could speak to them within my mind. And I've had I've asked different questions and I receive a response back. And it's amazing. In regards to certain kind of psychictivity. In which shouldn't be labeled, which should be understood for what it is, specifically from the spirit around oneself. Okay, correct. Xu Huang is off to the side here, Langyi, regional city, and he's just kind of chilling out. He's like, please don't come over here, please don't come over here, and I am coming over here. And that's going to be this. It's great. So it's 2,601 against 328. I'm going to delegate again. So that's just going to be a quick one. And Xu Huang is defeated. Decisive victory for He Yi. Yeah, that was 2,601, lost 47. 328 for Xu Huang, and 328 lost. So that was fairly final. Except we've seen some, emerge from the ashes of defeat, and Huang Shao on this one. And interestingly enough, he used to own Penchang and Donghai, and then he ended up getting attacked by, I think it was Liu Bei and Kingdom of Song. And we saw our allies, he was even listed as our allies, sort of vanquished, but then we were able to recruit him and certain kind of followers and certain kind of personnel from that Yellow Turban faction, Yellow Turban Rebellion faction.
For China.
So we are situated here to a certain extent. I think I can actually, I think Jianpu, we can actually unrecruit, disband. Is there a disband thing here? There must be a way to disband this. Huh. So we are going to do that, and we got a lot of different commanderies we can work with here. We can create different kind of things. So communal fishing up here, 40 upkeep per turn, 10% campaign movement range, 6 food production, 15 reserve capacity, military building construction, cost reduction, minus 6%, and we're going to upgrade it to a fishing fleet wharf, 50 upkeep per turn, plus 10% campaign movement range, plus 8 food production, plus 20 reserve capacity, military buildings construction, cost reduction 7%, so it's a little bit better. And I think we're going to do that for a lot of different ones as well. I think we're going to upgrade large town, small city. No, we're not going to do that. We want to get that food capacity, so we're going to be creating grain estates. That's going to be one of them. Xiangying, we can do more farming. Grain storage. %. So we want farmer housing or grain storage. Yeah, we want farmer housing. That's what we're going to do here. We're going to build farmer housing. And that rate is plus 2k pop growth and plus 10% income from peasantry, refuge shelters. And I wonder, do they have like a little... Huh, they don't. We also have some generals to upgrade as well, too, that we're going to do as well. Repair some damaged buildings in Dong from that battle. Shenyang. We're not going to do that. We only have so much... yeah, we are out of coin, interestingly enough. Well, finally, for the first time in, like, the last 10-20 episodes, we're starting to look a little bit mortal in regards to treasury. Well, okay. He Yi, we're going to upgrade. Give him some more... Give him some more stats here. Surprise attack. I like that. Plus 50% speed, plus 15% melee damage base, plus 15% melee damage armor piercing. When the opportunity is right, let discipline be second to the unconventional. That's what they're trying to say. That's what they're trying to say here, but Alex wouldn't do that. Well, it depends on what was done. And what was depicted. Well, I mean, the collaboration that Main Spirit Guides indicated. Why was it that it... Well, light and setting means you guys need do what means you guys need in regards to smart conditioning, such to means you guys need. Sorry, I don't mean to be upsetting. I don't usually do that on the Psychic WarGamers content. Okay, correct. Light and setting means you guys need, do what means you guys need in regards to the Psychic WarGamers content and the Psychic Gamers content, the way Main Spirit Guides indicated. Like, this is Alex James, it's been others, the way Main Spirit Guides saying this, the way Main Spirit Guides indicated. Peacekeeperalex is a moniker that Alex James utilizes in ways as Alex James is Main Spirit Guides indicated. I don't mean to refer to myself in the third person there. And that wasn't open channeling there pertaining to the past 20 seconds of communication in regards to Alex, in regards to myself. Alright, so focus. Focus. Definitely one we want to do here. Breathe out and into your target, allowing distractions to fall away. So He-Man is a beast. That's what he's the most powerful He-Man legendary scholar. Alright, then fine. So it was also it. Details, Chen Dai, knowledge of the spirit, ability, knowledge of the spirit, plus 3 resolve, plus 5 instinct, plus 2 enlightenment. True strength lies not in the mind or body, but within the spirit. Plus 20 morale, Chen Dai. Then we also got Yo Xiongming, singer. Cool. Opportunism. Perfect. Tiger cares not where its meal comes from, only that it feeds. Plus 5 resolve, plus 3 cunning, plus 2 enlightenment, enables fire arrows. Plus 50% battle loot income, plus 5% melee armor piercing damage, plus 5% ranged armor piercing damage. And what are we doing here? He does have some of that, so that would be good, but I'm wondering if there's a better one. Well, I like that. Oh, and then the fire arrows. Let's do that. Opportunism. Jai Tsen. Let's see here. Strength of the land, plus 5 resolve, plus 3 instinct. Ability, strength of the land, plus 2 enlightenment. The land is not just the earth, but the forests and mountains, and all the hidden ancient places. Plus 1900% charge resistance and plus 10% armor. That's fairly decent. That is damn decent. And what is he commanding anyway? He's got, yeah, so yeah, that's yeah, I like that. He's commanding different Yellow Turban horsemen, men of the forest, Yellow Turban warriors, 2 units apiece. And is this in regards to retinue? Would see. Let the unfolding situation guide your thoughts, and then your hand. Oh, we kind of like buffed out with it. It was like, Alright, then fine, there we go. Okay. Oh, I would really love, you know what I'd really love in this game? Somebody do something. Somebody do this, please. Sega in Creative Assembly, creating custom units. It'd be like being able to customize your army, custom army, that sort of thing is coveted. Please make it happen. There was a lot of physicals on this physical planet Earth that play Total War games that would love that.
Lift the peasants.
Judgment, plus 8 cunning, plus 15% ranged damage, plus 1 available trade agreement. Judgment, do not let emotion cloud your acuity. Flexibility, fanaticism. I'll do judgment, why not? Guan Zhenjin. Alright, then why? I don't know why. Indeed. So yeah, the generals are up to snuff. We can end turn, and just to make sure that we can't do anything else in regards to some of this. Chen? No, it looks like it's rebellion's quelled in Chen, so that's a decent. Shangyong, it is increasing, and same with Yangzhou. So these ones are not happy. What the heck? These hand emperor. Okay, so yes, end turn.
Push forward.
Siege of Pencheng, farmland. Liu Bei is defending, so we ended up attacking right now. So 1,929 against 1,631. That's gonna be, yeah, gonna be Ziyang against Lai Chao. And even Guan Yu's in reserve as well too. You can see that Tianjing, a couple of the other generals that we defeated before, but he's hurting. And Guan Yu's got some lower health on this one. Guan Yu, the god of war, chancellor, champion. Siege of Pencheng, recovering what is rightfully ours. Ziyang on behalf of Higi, Siege of Pencheng farmland. Alright, so grouping of 1 over here, off to the left side, is able to go into that no man's land position because of the kind of units. White Wave Horsemen, Jatsi Razors, 2 units apiece, and then some Yusha. So they're kind of waiting over there. I'm going to send one of my generals over there as well. And we're going to send Ziyang. Qiang Wei and Diwu Xujin, we're going to stay with the main army here. 6 units of Yellow Turban Warriors, 2 units of Righteous Vanguards, heavy Spear Cavalry. Yeah, some Spear Cavalry. Finally, some cavalry. I mean, this is the case list. It's taking a little bit here to get some cavalry into some of these general retinues. But yeah, what the hell's a... So we're going to push forward here in the line, that main army. Right off to the right flank, we got 4 unit of horsemen. And then right off to the left flank, way off to the left flank, and they're going to... We're going to move right at their flanks, straight at their flanks, strafe. That's what we're going to do. You can see them start to move. Choppy. See the main lines forming up. And it is a bit foggy on this map. Bit of grassland, hills, grassland, sporadic trees in the distance, but not too much heavy forest. And you can see on the left flank here, spearmen getting smoked here from the enemy. Sioux veterans. Liu Bei getting attacked on the left flank. I believe this is Liu Bei, yeah. And we're going to retreat backwards because they started maneuvering their forces right towards it. And that right flank horseman can do some damage now. They're going to go right in, and they're going to sneak up behind the forces here. Some of the enemy forces maneuvering to that left flank maneuver that I just did with the 5 units of cavalry, 4 units of cavalry, 1 unit general. It's maneuvering most of the forces away. Some forces still attacking the main lines here. You can see Sioux veterans engaging Yellow Turban warriors, and Spear warriors engaging as well. A little bit off to the right flank on the center here. 2 units, Spear guards, trying to attack Yellow Turban warriors around that right flank. As these giant infantry try to attack the left flank, getting pelted by our archers. And you can see just a couple other units here as well. Sioux veterans and Yenzong infantry going for that attack on the main line. And just a large grouping of enemy here. Jai infantry, 2 units, Spear guards, and Spear warriors, 4 Spear units, as well as Saber militia, Jai infantry captain, and a general trying to traverse to this left flank little grouping here, led by Ziyang on my side. We're just going to continue to move outwards on the left, and some of their units are starting to break from that pursuit to go to the main lines now. But it's a bit of a bonehead move. Bit of a bonehead move, huh? Yeah, I think so. I'm fairly certain. Because now their lines are split, and they don't have enough units to take on that main line. And the main line's winning, and shouldn't be, technically speaking, with the amount of units that they have. You can see I sent in my right flank horsemen to attack a large grouping of spearmen. They were slamming into the Yellow Turban warriors. Now they are no more. This unit getting squished here, 2 vanguards. And then we're going to shift and roll their lines. We're going to just send the whole entire right flank to attack right next door. Sioux veterans, you can see over here on the left flank, they're now forming up. You can see multiple units hitting the left flank from that broken pursuit. And yeah, so these 2 Yellow Turban warrior units are going to be holding the line here. I'm going to send my generals over off on that left flank. trying to maneuver in here. Ooh. Our general's horse taken out. But then he gets back up and just completely kills one of the units with his spear. Well done. Who is that general? Diwu Jin. Wow. And the enemy here now, we attack with that horseman on the left flank, right behind them as they're forming up to try and hit our left flank. And a rout happens with 2 units, spear warriors on the enemy side, deciding to call it quits. That's the case, though. You'll see it. There is a disagreement. You don't know why. You don't know why. Is there a... There you go. Look at this. Just see this large amount of Yellow Turban Warriors routing the enemy here. And they're just... Look, it was a really good battle here for them. The enemy fleeing. I'll take a look at the map. Alright, decisive victory.
Celebration is
1,929 deployed, 316 lost, 1613 remaining, 631 deployed on enemy side, 1631 lost. We're occupied and 8 wounded. Faction support, 370k population. Food. So we reclaim Pencheng farmland, just as Yuan Shu approaches Pencheng Temple. So, He Yi defending here on my side, Battle of Shangyong, Weapon Craftsman. Kong Rong ends up attacking with Wang Xiu, just one army, and he's squaring off against three armies. So we got 1,007 deployed, reinforcing 2,808 against 2,913. This is Battle of Shangyong, Weapon Craftsman, predicted to be a valiant defeat. I'm going to turn it around. So said. And I'm going to try it. Hopefully the deployment zones are near where it needs to be. Recording right now. What's up? Awesome. Nachos.
our reinforcements have arrived.
Okay, so we're gonna have to retreat backwards now, and of course there's a deployment over on the other side, which is not what I was looking for, and it's this dang map again. Ah, this map, man. This map's been a little bit different, actually. Different, I think, to a certain extent. I think. Maybe. So we do have 2 retinues coming from the south, which we're going to need, sadly. And they are approaching, and I'm retreating my main lines, 1,000 units, over to that 1 retinue. Of course, 1 retinue is not what I was looking for either. So what do we got to work with here? We got multiple units. So there we go. So we got some Men of the Forest. We got some Yellow Turban Warrior units, 4 units, as well as another 2 units. 7, 8, 8 units, 10 units, Yellow Turban Warrior units. So those guys all formed up. Oh, make that 11 actually. 11 of that. We also have some Men of the Forest, 2 units. We have another 2 units of Men of the Forest, and another 2 units Holy Arrow Archers. So that's going to be Bowmen, 6 units Bowmen, as well as some Militia Virtue, Yellow Sky Heralds, Peasant Spearmen, and then we have some Yellow Turban Horsemen as well too. So that's going to be on the one side. The reinforcing retinues on my side have some Peasant Archers, 2 units, Yellow Turban Archers, 2 units, and some Yellow Turban Warriors as well. That's 5 units. We got 2 units of Yellow Turban Spearmen, and then 2 generals, Chen Dai and Liang Fu, trying to traverse and get to that area. And there is a certain kind of movement of this axe band from the enemy, trying to shift away from that northern direction that they're moving their army towards, the main army. That first army I ran down on my side. You can see the first initial army, because we're working with 3 armies here, technically speaking, on my side. The first army deployed inwards from this map in the center, in the north, in the south. We retreat them to the north to a redeployment zone, reinforcing army, actually reinforcing retinue to be true. And then we ended up having to send 2 retinues that spawned over to the south redeployment zone, and we're ending up having to traverse them into the forest parallel to the trees that the enemy is trying to move upwards in. We're not near as far as they are towards our army, so this reinforcing army is gonna have to try and pick up the pace. And they are trying to shift some axe band and some Fury by High light crossbow infantry to try and intervene this reinforcing army of mine. You can see the enemy starting to approach, and I'm starting to form lines.
At the ready! Into formation! Move up quickly!
Got some bowmen. And our generals. Of course, our generals, and we don't have that buff that can heal our generals up, so they're not going to be too much help. They're fairly low health, to be true.
To attention! Take heed, warriors! Go! Go!
a surprise attack buff that we just ended up giving towards He-Man, which he is half health. 2 generals over on the mixes too, and as well, and he does have knowledge of the body of buff. Oh, get him over here. We're gonna get all these generals grouped up, and we're gonna heal them, and then we're gonna do a general charge right at the enemy here that's forming up at our gates. At our gates. Well, this is gonna be good. All right. So you can see the enemy here approaching. Lankai swordsmen, Kitsu Marines. Whoa, Kitsu Marines. Yeah, they look like they've got some body armor on, all that sort of thing. They got some Lankai swordsmen again, defenders of King Zhao. Jian sword guards moving past. They got some crossbow, a couple units. Mounted lancer militias forming up, and they're starting to hit us here. And we're not gonna get the generals grouped up in time. I don't think we're gonna throw it in slow motion. You can see here the enemy is firing upon us here. We got a straight line of yellow turban warriors. And some spearmen as well too. Right on the left flank, we got some horsemen on either flanks as well. Right on the right flank, yellow turban warriors, yellow sky heralds, and militia of virtue. And just as the generals group up, we're gonna hit this knowledge of the body buff, and it's gonna heal them. And this one is one of the best buffs you can get. Just as the enemy in a line here is about to assault the main lines that I've created to way north to that deployment zone. Which, lucky, if we lose some infantry, we'll be able to get more there. But it might also come from the south, because the reinforcement deployment zone symbols are still there, indicating that that is where some deployment will happen. And the generals are healed. So as I charge my men forth, I'm not going to wait any longer here. I send the generals in as well too. Huge battle. And you can see the generals just break forth into the enemy lines. All 6 of them. 6 generals here. We're going to hit the buffs. There's a lot of buffs here. At least we did.
Steel yourselves!
That's close.
Strike! The time has come!
For the cause!
So we're going to slow it down just a bit here. You can see a cavalry battle, yellow turban horsemen, and mounted lancer militia off on the right flank. You can see multiple yellow turban warrior units, 3 units taking on King Zhao Marines right off. And then right in the main battle here, you can see multiple of my units, yellow turban warriors, trying to fight I think the largest grouping of enemy to a certain degree. With my generals right in the center mix, and just devastation to the enemy with the kind of havoc that you can wreak with that kind of firepower from the generals. And we're gonna get our archers to fire upon the Jian Sword Guard unit on the left, as well as the defenders of King Zhao, which have surrounded yellow turban warrior units. There's also another bout happening as well.
The enemy run!
With that reinforcing 2 retinues trying to make it traverse to that area, and unable to fully get there without getting attacked. A horseman unit, mounted saber militia from the enemy, ended up attacking them, but they're being shadowed. These 2 spear guards that are a little bit behind these 2 retinues, trying to make it over to that bout that ended up happening en route. And they're getting shadowed by axe band, by Lankai spearmen, and a crossbow unit, Furia by High. So we'll see how that looks. We'll start just chill out here and see what the battle's like. Looks like the Jian Sword Guards, where's it? No, its mounted saber militia is retreating. So we're going to turn right around on this left flank.
What cowards!
And we're going to assault this shadowing axe band. And that spearman unit's going to lead the charge vanguard in this engagement. See, a little bit overways to the main battle area. That there is a small engagement between Mounted Lancer Militia as well as Yellow Turban Horsemen. And it looks like the Mounted Lancer Militia from Kongrong is winning. One of the enemy generals trying to attack one of the archer units, light bowman on my side. I can see Dong Li from Kongrong doing that. I can see that that worked. That maneuver with my bowman worked fairly well. But now the enemy generals are trying to assault and harry my bowman. In the right flank engagement with my the Yellow Turban Horsemen with the Mounted Lancer Militia, it looks like to me the enemy has won that engagement. Archer unit in battle with Wang Xiu behind the main lines, as well as engagement again with Dong Li. Again, another archer unit trying to defend itself against the generals. While my 6 generals are in the main lines battle, the main engagement of the battle here, which we had grouped up 8 units, Yellow Turban Warriors, and a couple other ones as well too, and partnering them with 6 generals to try and vanquish the foe. We can still see multiple bowmen as well. Furia Bai Hai seems to be, as well as crossbow, 2 units apiece that are still trying to pick off, and a smaller bout off to the right of that main engagement. Yellow Sky Heralds, Yellow Turban Warriors, and some spears, Militia of Virtue, taking on Qingtao Marines and Lankai Swordsmen. The enemy seems to be winning that one as well. We're winning the main engagement, so said.
We have lost a unit! Nobody survived!
See some reinforcements here trying to help out the one unit of bowmen trying to get assaulted by Lankai Spearmen way off the left flank on that reinforcing force from the north, or from the south. From the south, not from the south. And we ended up grouping multiple archer units and some horsemen as well, trying to attack the spearmen from behind to pull them off. The Lankai Spears holding well, looking well prepared. Again, these units trying to take on this Axe Band unit as well. Still not looking well because there's one crossbow unit which is harassing. So it says that the balance of power is in the enemy. Seems to be the enemy is winning. So said. We're going to attack their archers now. So what we're going to do, we're going to move them off the main lines. The main line has this engagement here turned out to be leaving one unit there of enemy. And I still have multiple units, though, low health, and I'm going to combine together and attack this one unit of Lankai Swordsman as I move off my generals to wreak havoc on the archers.
Look! The enemy run! Craven!
We're going to retreat this far-off left battle. We took out most of the health in regards to this Axe Band unit. We're going to maneuver off and go and help that engagement with the Spearmen. Which that Yellow Turban Archer unit ended up getting help from multiple units. They're still going to need more help than that, and moving away from that crossbow fire is going to be good too. I ended up sending a little bit more help as well with the Peasant Spearman unit and Yellow Turban Horseman unit, which had won their engagement. And my archer's just getting picked apart here by the enemy generals, still fighting. Yeah.
Flee the battlefield! My generals in flight here, moving on to the next unit. They had taken out quite a bit of that crossbow unit. Yeah, on both. And they're going to hit this other one that's just full health. Just ready for the taking. So again, 3 units still fighting it off. The Yellow Sky Heralds, Militia of Virtue, and Yellow Turban Warrior units still fighting those Qingzhou Marines and Lankai Swordsmen, as well as a Fury by High Light Bow Infantry. My bows are still... Sergeant Bowman still fighting Wang Su, the enemy general. And Dong Li ended up winning in that engagement. And I ended up getting more bowmen on this side. Right off to that left flank, it seems the enemy has won that battle right next to those trees. Again, there was that one unit there, and we ended up shifting bow fire there to end up trying to help. And that, again, the left side, left flank, in trouble. We end up hitting the knowledge of the body again to heal up the generals. We're gonna have healed generals, all 6, and that's the difference maker. We have another general on the field that has hit the field. More bowman units. And way off to the left flank, our units are going to try and retreat them backwards. That reinforcing retinue not able to win those battles. That spearman unit coming out strong just really did damage. They had mounted saber militia as well, and then that pesky crossbows. We're going to shift some of these units, try and get into the main lines. Run. Craven,
And then we're going to use this reinforcement bowman to try and do some damage. And the generals ended up slamming into the enemy. It was battling them yellow sky heralds and militia virtue. So we ended up trying to save them.
Attend, swordsmen! Attend!
The enemy seems to just keep getting more crossbow.
Our warriors run!
More crossbow. Friggin' heck.
Steel yourselves! Make ready! Prepare! The time has come! Spearmen! Attend!
Again, the main lines have really, on each unit, 8, 12, 38, 24, 19, 15, and 24 at unit health. Running it down here. And ending having to fight 2 generals. Dong Li, maneuvering over there, as well as another enemy general as well, too. Wang Xiu. With just 1 unit, enemy unit, Lankai, or 2 enemies. Defenders of King Zhong, King Zhao, and Lankai Swordsman. So they're still battling it out there.
The men have no ammunition! Draw your weapons!
And right next door, my generals try to take out that right flank engagement. Still happening.
Attend! Swordsman!
We're gonna try and get Dong Li here, because he needs to go away.
Spears! Ready! Move, move! To battle!
So 3 enemy generals here entering the mix in that right flank engagement. I'm gonna try and get some general
no
battles
mercy!
going on here.
Take heed, warriors! Prepare! To battle!
So you can see here some reinforcements arriving on the field, shifting the balance of power. And lucky it happened in the north and not in the south, where we'd have to traverse all the way up to the
Stand ready!
edge of the map in the north, which would be a problem.
Do not relent! The enemy run! Craven! The time has come! Hurry! Move! Right! At the ready! Ready! For the great peace! Prepare! Destroy them! The enemy warriors are running! Ha! Swordsman! The enemy general is fallen. They were no match!
And we all surround this enemy general as he tries to flee. Dong Li on the move. Yeah. I send all my generals after him.
Attend me, spearman! Militia! Release missiles! To attention! Attack! The men have no ammunition! Draw your weapons!
We end up surrounding another unit, crossbow unit, end up sending multiple units towards some peasant spearmen, and archers as well, peasant archers. We end up surrounding them. They end up being in battle. In the forest, they've been hiding here the entire game, for the most part. From that left flank, reinforcing battles.
For the way!
We're going to send our generals after that Lankai spearman on the left side. We end up vanquishing that bow unit, even after sending all those reinforcements there. This is a little bit of a revenge. one that look well together.
Stand ready. Attack! Battle!
One of our generals gets knocked off his horse as soon as he slams into them.
The enemy warriors are running! To attention! Hurry, move! Sword, sword! Move! Take heed, warriors!
So we're going to take a look at the battle here. Victory. That last spearman unit vanquished by our generals.
Prepare!
And really a decimated army. We group this up just into a long line. And we're going to just speed it up here a bit. And we're going to take a look at the battlefield as well. You can see. Here's how little is left of the army. Even with reinforcements, some units only having like 10, 15 unit health. One. You gotta be kidding me. So the Yellow Sky Heralds survive with one man. Holy. There's the Militia of Virtue there. 3 for the Militia of Virtue. Holy.
War has long ravaged your lands, taking its toll on your people. Languishing under the oppression of fear can only last so long. The people, having tasted the sweetness of freedom
Our faith
before,
was
will
rewarded.
clamor for it again. Sometimes violent.
So He defeats Kongrong, 3,815 deployed, lost 2,353, 1,462 remaining, 440 enemy captured. For He Kongrong had 2,913 deployed, 2,624 lost, 289 remaining. But the strategic thing about this is that Kongrong senses one of the armies there, full strength, loses, but ends up putting these 3 armies at a capacity in a certain manner. So those supporting South armies are going to be a bit of a problematic in regards. And Yuan Shu does attack Pancheng Temple, so that reinforcing army that I ended up raising, well, reinforcing army, that raising of that army is probably going to end up to be the difference maker in this one. I think I'm going to delegate this. It says we're going to win it with a pirate victory. Deploy 2,814 against Yuan Shu 2,616. Delegate. Pirate victory. Deployed 2,814, lost 1,297. Remaining is 1,517 for He. Yuan Shu has 2,616 deployed, loses 1,806, 810 remaining. Recruit.
In service
And
of
Yuanshu
the Empire.
retreats. And let's see what Liu Bei and the Kingdom of Song do.
An exchange, perhaps.
Gongdu is willing to give payment from Gongdu 1,197. Ancillary trade requested by Gongdu. Tunic of Divination. Trade for the Grey Thoroughbred. Plus 4 expertise, plus 5% chance of evading capture post-battle, plus 10 charge bonus. Ooh, and what do we get for Tunic Divination? Plus 6 cunning and money. I'll accept it because he's an ally. He's ascended.
Productive meeting.
Gongsun Du and Yellow Turban Rebellion. The Han Empire ends up attacking with 433. You know what? I want to fight the Han Empire on this one. 4,000. Some odd deployed against 433. Taishen Zenkin. And this one's just going to be a charge force. We should charge everything at him. Something awesome about fighting the Han Empire renegades. Yeah.
Blades ready! Fight! Swords drawn! To battle! Attend! Strike them down! To the cause! To attention! Show them justice! Ready! Attack!
We do have some good cavalry on this, though.
Our comrade is under attack.
The enemy warriors are running! Ha! Make ready!
At the ready. Do not relent.
Look at the enemy run! Craven! Do not relent! Steel yourselves! The enemy warriors are running! Ha! Swords at the ready! Spearmen, attack!
Claiming victory. That was a fairly well fought. The enemy didn't have too many men in troop.
We won with integrity. Now let us celebrate with abandon. It would be unjust to punish them further.
Be still!
King of Wu left the coalition of Gong Sun Zan. Action development prioritize infrastructure. When the palace is very splendid, the fields are very weedy, and granaries very empty. We study the scriptures and have taken our next step towards enlightenment. What shall we study next? Commandery secured. Pen Chang. Foreign trespassers. And so things are really heating up over to the west. The west. And in the west, yes, they are. And there was. Moving to the map here, and of course. There we go. So you can see.
We are as one!
The mightiest tree survives on its roots.
So we're going to have to try and encamp here, I think. We're going to encamp those to the south of Shangyong Weapon Craftsman. The sneak attack that I was sort of trying to set
The
up.
waves will carry
Sort
us.
of trying to. We're going to encamp.
Secure the camp.
I think we're going to leave it here, people. Thanks for joining.